had to be added to a 4 by 1. Your rules for multiplication, take a look at this example. This is a row matrix. It contains one row. It is a what by what matrix?
1 by 1.
Or 1 by.
Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1 by 5 matrix. Okay. And a 5 by 1. In order to multiply, your second number of the first matrix must match the first number of the second matrix. That's it. So your columns have to match your rows. Okay. And what results is this. So your answer is going to be a 1 by 1 matrix.
Or a 5 by 5.
No, 1 by 1. That is it.
The
The two inside numbers have to match, and your answer is the two outside numbers.
Oh, gotcha.
So, for instance, if I had a 2 by 3 matrix and a 3 by 4 matrix, you could multiply. This matches this, and your answer is going to be a 2 by 4 matrix.
Oh,
So basically you.
Okay, so the inside numbers have to match. The outside numbers is what your answer is going to be.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
after you get the answer, you got
Makes
Your answer is just your answer. Okay, so how this happens, I'm going to show you simple multiplication when you have a row by a column. When we get into the multidimensional, you're plugging it into your calculator. I'm not teaching you how to do that. That will take probably 3 more days. And we don't have time for that.
Nope.
Okay, so what happens is this number gets multiplied by this number. So what's 4 times 0.30? 1.20 plus this number times this number.
1.75.
Say what? 1.75?
Yeah.
Okay. Plus my third number times my third number. 0.50. Plus 4 times here. 0.60 plus 2 times 75, 1.50. Add all those up. That's your answer. You could do this on the calculator. Sometimes when it's just a row by a column, it's easier to just do it out instead of taking your time to plug it all in because it takes a lot of time to plug it in. But it works. What do we get when we add all this up? 5.5. And again, your answer is a 1 by 1 matrix. You should only have one number. Then you would have 4 numbers. You have 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom.
Oh.
Okay. So what you just figured out, if I buy 4 chips for 30 cents, 5 bars for 35 cents, 1 cracker for 50 cents, 3 drops for 20 cents, and 2 cookies for 75 cents, you've spent a total of $5.50. That's what you just figured out using a matrix. Question.
So basically, okay, gotcha.
Good?
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Okay. So here's our first practice problem. They don't give us our matrices. We need to come up with them. Your row matrix is usually your quantity. Okay, which is how much you have. Okay, so we have chips, candy bars, gum, and a drink. Okay, chips, candy bars, gum, and a drink.
Already got it.
Your row matrix is how many of each you have. How many chips did I buy?
1.
1. It says a bag of chips. How many candy bars did we buy?
2.
2. Packs of gum
2.
and drinks.
1.
1. Okay, then we need to create a price matrix. And that's going to be your column matrix. How much are these bags of chips worth?
25 cents.
25 cents. Your thing is, in order to do this, whatever order your row matrix is the order your column matrix has to be in. So if this is chips, candy bar, gum, drink, this has to be chip, candy bar, gum, drink. Okay, so candy bars next. 45 cents. Gum, 30 cents. And your drink is worth 75 cents. So 1 times 0.25, 25 cents. 2 times 30 cents, 60 cents. And 1 times 75 cents, 75 cents. And that gives me a grand total of $2.50. Remember, this was a 1 by 4 matrix. This is a 4 by 1 matrix. I can multiply because these numbers match, which means my ending result is going to be a 1 by 1 matrix, which means you should only have one answer. Again, if you don't remember how to multiply this, plug one in for A, plug one in for matrix B, and multiply your calculator. Okay? Annual yield. Mr. Dunn has $10,000 and a 12-month CD at 7.3% annual yield. Okay? $17,000 in a credit union at 6.5% and $12,000 in bonds at 7.5%. What will his investment be after 1 year? So, one step at a time.
Okay.
Write a row matrix that shows the current value of each investment. So, I need a row matrix that shows the money in each account. So, how much is in the CD? $10,000 in the CD. Okay? Then we've got the credit union that has $17,000. And we have bonds, $12,000. You and me both.
All of us.
Okay? Part B says write a column matrix that shows the yield of each. Okay, so we need to draw the yield.
So basically the percentage, right?
Okay. If I'm yielding something, is my account getting bigger or smaller? Okay, are you going to invest money for your money to shrink?
No.
No.
That makes no sense.
So it's going to get bigger. So what we need to do is turn these into a decimal. What is 7.3% as a decimal? 0.073. Remember, this moves over 2 spaces to the left and fill in your 0. Because it's getting bigger, it has to be 1.073. It's going over 100%. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you're yielding, it's getting bigger, so it has to be greater than 100, and it's greater than 100 by the percentage that it's getting. So 6.5%, make it a decimal. So it's going to be 1.065. And finally, 7.5%. Make it a decimal. And 1.075. Honestly, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. I just spend, and it's a problem. Especially since I have an Amazon Prime account now and I get free 2-day shipping. No, it's not. I sit on the computer and buy and buy and buy and buy.
I
do that too. I love buying them.
Then that credit card bill comes and you go, did I
didn't
really
realize
do
it's
that?
much.
I was like, $100 on her mama's credit card by accident because she was checking her gift card to see if there's any money
Oh
on it.
no.
And her mama let her keep it.
Okay.
Okay. Be her early Christmas present.
So we take 10,000 times its annual yield plus 17,000 times its annual yield plus 12,000 by its annual yield. Okay, you can plug this in all as one lump sum too. 10,000 times the top number plus 17 times the second number plus 12,000 times the last number. What do we get for a grand total? I mean, they didn't gain that much. I don't know what I got. Double check it.
You get 10,730 for the person.
I don't know. I didn't separate it. 10,730 plus. We can do it separately.
1,800. No, 18,000.
18,000.
18,105.
105.
And 12,900.
Okay. So if we put that all together, we get what? 41,735. So he started with $39,000. He gained a little over $2,000.
I need that much. Looking nice.
It's not bad.
I'll be fine with that.
Not bad. Unfortunately, like most banks, if you invest like stuff in your savings account, you only get like 0.001% interest, and it sucks. Like you've got to have like millions in there to gain anything.
Well, my name's not Trump, so.
Yeah, my name's not either. No. Nor is it what's his face that owns Facebook that probably makes millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Gates. You said what?
Bill
Oh,
Gates.
yeah.
It's
He
Mark
makes,
Zuckerberg.
yeah, I just don't have that kind of money,
though.
and I never will. Okay. Here's a multi-dimensional by a multi-dimensional. Okay. What I want to talk about is what it's going to end up being. So, if I have, this is a what matrix?
You didn't forget something?
1 by 2.
1 by 2, remember row by column,
And those are 2 by 3.
and this is a 2 by 3. So can I multiply them?
Yes.
Yes.
1 by 3.
These match, and my answer is going to be a 1 by 3.
So now instead of the inside, it's the outside.
Okay, so that means your answer is going to look like blank, blank, blank. All in a row. Okay?
Okay, I get it.
And how this happens is you take your row times this column, and that answer goes here. You take your row times the second column, and that answer goes here. Your row times your third column, and that answer would go here.
What you mean by kind of like you do 5 times 11.25 and 3 times 3.69?
So you would do like this column here. This column here would be 5 times 11.25 plus
Okay.
3 times 3.69.
Okay, I got you.
Just like we did the other one.
Like a cumulative amount.
However, I'm not going to make you do this. We're going to plug it into the calculator.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's just jump to these examples. Just like we had to do with the addition and subtraction yesterday, you need to tell me, can it happen? And if it can, what are the dimensions of my answers? Okay, can I multiply a 1 by 4 and a 4 by 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and it gives me a
1 by 2.
1 by 2. Can I multiply a 1 by 3 and a 2 by 3?
No.
No, because this does not match this. What about a 1 by 5 and a 5 by 4?
Yes.
And my answer is a 1 by 4 And finally, a 1 by 2 and a 4 by 2.
No.
No.
Wait, no. Yeah.
2 does not match 4.
Oh. I was looking at the other two, my bad.
Question.
Nope.
Okay. Here's another example. A table shows a credit union's investments in loans and bonds. They're always talking about money. It makes me feel poor. Okay. Loans and bonds in Massachusetts, Nebraska, and California. Amounts are in thousands. So this is 230,000. 440,000. Okay. The current yields on these investments are 6.5% for loans and 7.2% for bonds. Use matrix multiplication to find the total earnings for each state. Show the completed matrix equation. So this is going to create our first matrix, our chart here. So 230, 780, 440, 860, 680, and 940. Okay. This is where everybody gets messed up. How do I know how to create that other matrix so I can actually multiply? First off, what is this matrix? 2 by 3. Good. So in order to multiply, I've got 2 numbers for yielding. So I need a what even? I need a 1 by 2 matrix. Because remember, this has to match this. And I don't have 3 numbers, so I can't do anything with 3. I only have 2. So I've got to match that 2. So let's create your 1 by 2 matrix. What does 6.5% annual yield look like? 1.065. 1.072. Okay? Plug these into your calculator. Plug this in for matrix A. Plug this in for matrix B. The more you practice plugging them into your calculator, the easier it will be on your test on Friday.
That same thing we did yesterday, right?
Yes. Plug them into your calculator and then do A times B. Those that were absent, please help them plug this in. By the way, your test on Friday is 5 multiple choice questions.
Hey. How many questions do we have in total?
Followed by 12 questions where you have to create the matrix, give me dimensions, multiply and give me the answers, add and give me the answers.
Hey.
And then on the back, you have one that says, what is the dimension of the matrix given? Find the value of H sub 2, 3, find the value of blah, blah, blah. Then you have a matching section with definitions on what a row matrix is, what a column matrix is, what are dimensions. Okay. And then the last part, 18, 19, 20, and 21. You'll see you have a 3 by 2 and a 3 by 2. Can you add them? If yes, what are the dimensions? You have a 1 by 4 and a 4 by 2. Can you multiply them?
So like a true or false, right?
There is also a bonus at the bottom.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
Okay.
What is the bonus about?
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you that.
You told us everything on the test, basically. Not the answer.
Why would I tell you the bonus?
I mean,
That is something for you to see later.
wow. Really?
Good morning. Wake up, Zephaniah.
You guys are losing on women because
Come on, Zeph.
he's kind of loud.
I know he's kind of kaputty. Okay, what did we get for an answer here? Remember, this answer is going to be a 1 by 3 matrix. So you should have 3 numbers in a row. What do we get?
181.5.
Okay. And the final one? Good.
homework.
You ready for homework?
Yeah,
Isn't it already done?
I'm never ready for homework. That's the good thing to hear.
What's that?
We've got one. I'm gonna do.
I'm sorry, you're like 2 minutes. 1 minute.
Actually, we'll stop there because lunch is coming.
It's pretty easy though. It's good. I like it.